you know that I laid out a series of steps that I was trying to follow, kind of one after the other. I thought they'd be kind of progressively harder and work my way up to. I just came up with these 6 steps. I didn't read any books about it. I didn't do any of that. I just thought, what can I do? Because I quickly realized that it wasn't as easy as, hey, just speak up, just do it, which is what people have told me. And which makes sense. It seems like it'd be easy, but if you're in my situation, I think a lot of folks are, where you've been training a lifetime, whether that's 20 years, 30 years, 50 years. Um, it's not that simple to just speak up. It's almost paralyzing. So anyway, I came up with these steps, which I've talked about a little bit. The first one being the stop apologizing for everything. I think that ties in with exactly what I was trying to accomplish, and it seemed like it was easy enough that I could get the ball rolling with that, and it was in a matter of days once I started documenting uh, when I apologized for things, what I apologized for, whether it was warranted or not. It never was. I quickly realized that I could tell when it was going to happen, and I would recognize that, and then I would not apologize. And like I said, a couple days, I was proud of myself. Step one accomplished. On to the next one, the next harder step, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But there's another part to that kind of no apologizing thing that I wanted to talk about today, and that is the fact that I always felt like I was in the way of people. So it's kind of connected with that. It could be part B to the stop apologizing thing. But I always felt like I was in the way, especially in social situations, at parties when people were walking through and stuff. I just always felt like I was in the way. And on the other side of that, I've kind of lived my life just doing everything I can to stay out of the way. And that has a lot to do with the whole, sinking into your, background, just trying to stay invisible and getting by that way. So of course I always felt like I was in the way. I wanted to get out of the way. So that's something else I've been working on, and I think I've been doing a pretty good job. A few weeks ago, there's a little story for you, which is very much related and kind of opened my eyes to the fact that I did need a little more work, and that this also ties into the fact that one of the reasons I'm doing this is because my little kids, and I want to set a good example. And this involves both. We were on a play date, very nice playground, a few weeks ago with some friends and their kids, and there was a really nice skate park there. And so the kids brought their a few had skateboards, little scooters, things like that, and they brought them. Everybody put on their helmets and walked over there, and we're kind of sitting on the edge of this one bowl that most of the bigger kids weren't using at the time. And our kids got down in there, and they're trying to go around the bottom and just up the wall a little bit, maybe turn around, maybe not, go come down backwards. They were having fun, and I was just always kind of on edge when I'd see some of the bigger, the kids who could like really skate, and they would come over and kind of be waiting at the bowl, and I'd get a little bit anxious, and I kind of try to round up the kids, like, okay, they're going to use this and this and that. And I probably did that a couple times. And one of our friends that was with us, she just said to me, she said, we have as much of a right to be here as they do. And I said, yeah, you're absolutely right, we do. And it was just something that hadn't even crossed my mind. I just felt like we were all in the way of these, more seasoned skaters who, for some reason, had more of a right to this bowl than our kids who were. It was their first day, and they were having fun and they were using the bowl. So she was absolutely right. We had just as much right to be there as anybody else, no matter what age, no matter what skill level. And yeah, that was an eye opener for me. I was like, okay, yeah, I need to work on that, and I have been. That was a few weeks ago, about a month ago. And yeah, like I said, I'm so glad she said that, because it really opened my eyes, and it gave me another thing to work on, and I have been. And I've realized that I have as much a right to be anywhere as anybody else, to a point. I once heard somebody speaking. This was several years ago, and I think it was more about just like confidence in general, and carrying on conversations and stuff, which I also need work on. But they said no matter what room they're in, they know in their heart that they belong there, and then they have the confidence to talk to anybody in that room. And I think that's a big part of life, is knowing that, um, no matter what room you're in, you belong there as much as anybody else in that room, and you deserve a voice just as much as anybody else in that room. And that's, those two things, that's that nameless speaker that I heard a year or so ago, and then my friend at the skate park, really opened my eyes to this. So, um, yeah, here's a part, we'll call that part B of the stop apologizing thing. It's like, uh, you have as much a right to be there as anybody else. You are not in the way, and that's where we're at.